Hello to everyone. I am Professor Raja, working as Assistant Professor, EC Department, SNS College of Technology and Autonomous Institution Coimbatore. In this YouTube video, I am going to discuss about 23 CET 212 Linear Control System for Unit 1 Control System Modeling under the topic Closed Loop Control System. In previous YouTube video, I discussed what is meant by control system and various components of control system and the classifications of control system like open loop and closed loop control system. I given some basic introduction and I give a detailed discussion about open loop control system and how this control system is used in air car cruise control system and also temperature controller in home based application. That and all I discussed in previous YouTube video. If you like to watch that video, kindly see the below description for more about the previous one. Now in this YouTube video I given a detailed discussion on closed loop system. Let us move on to the video. Closed loop system. First it is coming from feedback loop of the control system. A feedback is a common and powerful tool when designing a control system. Feedback loop is taken the system output into consideration and enables the system to adjust its performance to meet the desired result of system. In any control system, the output is affected due to change in environmental condition or any kind of disturbance. So one signal is taken from the output and it is fed back to the input. This signal is compared with the reference input and the error signal is generated. This error signal is applied to controller and output is corrected. If we see this figure, the reference signal will receive two inputs. One is from the set point, other one is from the feedback signal. So this reference input is compared and we have generated the activating signal. This activating signal is passed to controller element to control the plant and control the manipulate variable. So finally the output will be a controlled variable. If this feedback element is not, then it is the uncontrolled variable. Let us take the good example of one feedback control system. In this figure, R is called the input signal, E is called the error signal, G is called the forward path gain, H is called the feedback, C is called the output signal and B is the feedback signal. So here the error between system input and the output is reduced. System gain is reduced by a factor 1 by 1 plus or minus GH. By using this system we can improve the sensitivity and the stability can be affected and it can improve the speed of the response. Next, now we can see the important topic of closed loop control system. Control system in which the output has an effect on the input quantity in such a manner that the input quantity will adjust itself based on output generated is called closed loop control system. Open loop control system. It can be converted into closed loop control system by providing a feedback. This feedback automatically makes the suitable changes in the output due to external disturbance. In this way, closed loop control system is called automatic control system. That is, the feedback is taken from output and fed into the input. So if the input is given to controller, controller output is given to processor, processor will perform the output, means there is no control between input and output, then it is called a open loop control system. Now if you see this figure, some part of the output is again feedback to the input, that is there should be some part is controlled by the input by the output, then this process is called a closed loop control system. That is how a open loop is converted into closed loop, means by inserting a feedback. This feedback will automatically make suitable changes in the output due to external disturbances. So the feedback element is the only change in output control system to the closed loop control system. That is the only difference of closed loop control system, means it having its own feedback. Next, a practical example of open loop control system. So first it is used in automatic electrical ion. Heating elements are controlled by output temperature of the ion. Servo voltage stabilizer. Voltage controller operates depending upon output voltage of the system. Water level controller. Input water is controlled by water level of the reservoir. Missile launched into auto tracked by radar. The direction of missile is controlled by comparing the target and position of the missile. An air conditioner. An air conditioner functions depending upon the temperature of the room. Cooling system in a car. It operates depend upon the temperature which is controlled. Disadvantages of and advantages of closed loop control system. Closed loop control system are most accurate even in the presence of non-linearity. Highly accurate as any error is erased and it is corrected due to presence of feedback signal. Bandwidth range is very large. Facilitate automation. The sensitivity of the system may be made small to make system more stable. The system is less affected by the noise. Disadvantages of closed loop control system. They are costlier. They are complicated to design. Required more maintenance. Feedback leads to oscillatory response. Overall gain is reduced due to presence of feedback. Stability is the major problem and more care is needed to design a stable closed loop system. This is the example of open loop and closed loop control system. So in open loop control system, feedback element is present. For closed loop control system, the feedback is always present. Open loop, there is no feedback is present. And error detector is not present in open loop, yet error detector is present in closed loop. Here open loop has stable one, closed loop has unstable. Open loop is easy to construct, closed loop is complicated to construct. Open loop is economical and closed loop is costly. Open loop have small bandwidth and closed loop have higher or large bandwidth. Open loop is inaccurate and closed loop is more accurate. Open loop have less attendance, closed loop have more attendance. Open loop is unreliable and closed loop is reliable. The example of open loop are hand dryer and tea maker. The example of closed loop are servo voltage stabilizer and perspiration. So in this YouTube video, I given the detailed discussion about how the open loop control system is used and what are the importance of closed loop control system, and the difference between open loop and closed loop control system are detailedly discussed. Thank you for watching my video. Next YouTube video I will bring a new topic for discussion. Thank you all.